on the Swiss expedition, Tenzing and Raymond Lambert suffered an even more bitter heartache. They got to within 800 feet of the summit and were forced to turn back. It was an impressive achievement, but a lifelong disappointment for Tenzing.
He always wished that he had climbed it in '52 with the Swiss.
Immediately after the expedition, Tenzing, exhausted from 2 attempts in 1 year, was bedridden.
He was in the hospital. The Swiss had flown him down, and he had lost a lot of weight. He was very, very sick.
The British knew that to be successful on Everest the following season, they would need the help of one man. But that man, Tenzing Norgay, was incapacitated, his lifeblood drained. By the winter of 1953, things hadn't improved for Tenzing. A special envoy was sent by the British to meet with Tenzing in the hospital, make a personal appeal, and convince him to join them for one last attempt on Everest.
And despite the family, telling him like, well, maybe you should think about not going up because you're not well, you're weak right now, he agreed to go with the British in '53.
As he descends to base camp from their failed summit attempt, Dawa, despondent, has decided to abandon the expedition. Pete Athens, now at base camp, tries to call him back by radio.
Dawa, did anything happen at Camp 4 that upset you, or what happened up there as far as, is there anything you can tell us at all?
Well, if I summited that mountain, maybe someday I have to come back to climb it again.
Yeah, sometimes the goddess tests us pretty hard, It's, for me, it wasn't until my 5th expedition that I was able to summit. So it's sometimes hard to say what the goddess knows and what she has in store for us. Sometimes we have to perfect ourselves before she'll let us climb.
I lost all the faith in God myself. I hate God.
Please, Dawa, just come back, at your own schedule today, and please, no one bears any animosity or ill will towards you. We just want you to come back so we can work with you, okay?
Yeah, I'm coming back to the summit. I'm sorry for my stupid behavior.
Hey, Dawa, we all do stupid things, and we all get a timeout every now and then, right? You know all the stupid things that I've done.
Dawa returns to the climb. There's 1 week left in the official climbing season. Weather and time have conspired against them, and the expedition is faced with a difficult decision. If they want to get anyone on the summit, the 2 teams will have to consolidate their efforts and climb the southeast ridge route together. This means Brent and Pete have to abandon their dream of climbing the West Ridge.
28 bottles of oxygen.
For Pete Athens, this will be his last climb on Everest, so the decision is extremely difficult.
I think we just need to fortify our strengths, really, behind one objective now. Climbing the West Ridge, for me, would have been a really nice way to close 16 expeditions of going to Everest. It's not going to happen. What's going to happen is that I'm going to get another chance to go back to the southeast ridge.
It's just disappointing. Well, abandoning the West Ridge, it's painful. It's a dream route. And now to move back over to a route that we've both done that's mainly fixed, it's disappointing. I mean, we really have no choice. The weather windows haven't been there. We're beaten up. We need a little bit more support, and we've run out of time. One more trip down, and that's
The
it.
expedition has to confront another problem. While returning to base camp, the camera crew was nearly killed by a collapse in the ice fall.
You dropped down sort of a steep section, you went over a crevasse, and you went over a ladder, and I heard this noise, sort of like a whale breaching. It was very almost eerie, quiet, silent. And this huge geyser of ice just shot up in the air about 80 feet. was Mr. Surratt running for his life. 75 horizontal feet of ice cliff and ladders across crevasses, and it just dropped. And it's this total chaos behind it. It's just falling apart. and I'm just like, whoa. And it was like an earthquake. Everything's shifting around, and you know, you at any moment you think the whole bottom is going to fall out, and if you're holding onto a rope, you'll be okay, maybe.
Exhausted and rattled, the camera team decides not to return to the mountain.
Good luck. We go.
Yeah, good luck, huh?
I'll see you in a week or so.
All right, take care.
Keep an eye on us. Make sure we're level-headed up there.
The climbers start for the icefall before dawn. But with no camera crew to cover their attempt, the film might have no ending. The climbers will have to shoot the story themselves. Pete trains Kami Sherpa how to use a digital video camera.
And it's really good just to stay wide.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
because you'll see that if you're in really close,
Yeah.
it's really hard to hold the camera still.
Yeah, it's true.
So just take a look and see what you think. So most of the time on summit day,
Yeah.
just keep it really wide
Okay.
and keep the camera still. And just try and hold your body position
Yeah.
and let the climbers walk in and out of the frame.
Okay.
And try and hold all your shots for at least 10 seconds.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
4 in the morning at Camp 2, Sherpas and climbers emerge from their tents to begin an ascent to the South Col. After months of preparation and a failed attempt, their success is now dependent on one thing: the weather. The climbers will push a 4,500-foot ascent to the South Col in the footsteps of Hillary and Tenzing, a climbing duo whose strength was legend.
I don't think there was any doubt that my father, Ed Hillary, and Tenzing Norgay were the fittest, strongest, most acclimatized, and frankly performing by far the best of anyone on the mountain.
But in 1953, expedition leader John Hunt passed over Hillary and Tenzing and selected 2 British climbers to be the first to try for the summit.
John Hunt had an incredibly difficult situation. This was a British expedition. This was the first ascent of Mount Everest. And I can completely understand that he would have preferred his 2 British climbers to have summited first.
Tenzing was Sherpa and Hillary from New Zealand, so they would have to wait in reserve on the South Col. The first team returned defeated.
They made an altitude record. They got very high on the mountain, but they were very intimidated by the ridgeline that lies ahead.
The door was now open for Tenzing and Hillary.
This South Col, once I quit, I thought I won't be able to climb this mountain. But I'm back again, and hopefully tomorrow Mother Goddess will let stand us on the top.
6 Sherpas, including Dawa, will be climbing with Peter, Brent, and Pete to the summit. They'll make dinner and morning tea, and then they'll carry spare oxygen for the entire team on the summit attempt.
The whole concentration goes to make everything smoothly. It's not easy job. Gentlemen, if you need anything, yell me.
Okay, great. Thanks, Dal.
There's only a few hours to rest, and it won't be a comfortable night. They'll leave at 11 p.m. At base camp, Jomling burns juniper to encourage Chomolungma, the mother goddess, to look upon them favorably.
People are very absorbed in putting their boots on correctly, getting their neoprene over boots on, their crampons clipped on absolutely correctly so they won't come off. And of course, doing these things is not easy because
It is a hypoxic environment.
Hypoxia, or lack of oxygen, means climbers aren't able to think clearly.
It takes about an hour or so just to get everything organized. You know, you lose your headlamp, you can't figure out where you put it even though you're probably sitting on it. And 11 o'clock rolls around and it's time to leave.